probably Bly. If you picked Polar Knight to go onto, because it's really not the best map for Protoss players. Now, it's brilliant for 2-base all-ins, but then you get to the problem that if you know there's a 2-base all-in coming, the Zerg player, he can prepare so well. And then the Protoss players, of course, they try to take a 3rd base instead, but it's just not the best map for doing that.
Definitely, this is a map in regards to Protoss. This is a map for 2-base all-ins. I mean, you can try to go for 3 bases, but still you have to do it off a 2-base timing. You have to cause some damage to the Zerg, because otherwise he's just going to have a good enough economy to just continuously stream units towards your 3rd base. And given how open the area around the 3rd base is, you would have a hard time holding that. But that is also true for the Zerg players, because if you as a Protoss player, if you gateway expand and then go for some 3-gate or 4-gate pressure towards the 3rd base of the Zerg, you can just very easily knock that out. This type of attack comes relatively quickly. Let's see. Bly looks like he wants to go for the hatch first again.
Yeah, I don't really blame him. I mean, again, it's so popular to just go for this kind of play. Just for the Protoss players to just go for this gateway kind of play. So, there's the risk of going for hatch first is relatively low. And again, on Polar Knight, do you really want to forge expand? Because if you go Nexus first, you're extremely vulnerable to early pulls because of the short rush distance.
And the
then,
openness,
openness
of the entrance to the natural base.
Yeah.
You need a lot of buildings to wall this off. You would probably need to build a wall between your Nexus and the wall here, or the cliff. I have seen Forge expands on this map before. I have seen even Immortal Sentry all-ins with +1 on this map. So it's not unheard of. It's just a little bit tricky to do so. Let us see. So far, Patience is just waiting for the resources to pile up.
Yeah, just in the initial early stages of the game here, going down. We actually have a free hatch before pool.
What the hell?
Oh no, that wasn't free hatch before pool, but it was a spawning pool coming up, and then a very fast 3rd hatch, like a 3rd hatch before Queens even, and now even a gas coming down. The Aces Zergs are seeming to just play this extremely greedy style of PvZ.
I mean, he put down that hatch at 3:30. That's the earliest hatch I have ever seen being put down. He's got to be
a free hatch before pool. Yeah, like
he's got to be really confident in what he's doing right now. He has taken a gas as well, so he wants to get that link speed up and running. Potentially even roaches straight up instead of prioritizing link speed. But Patience, he's not scouting at all. He doesn't know about this. He's probably just going off of some sort of a timing here. I really wouldn't be surprised if we saw a 3 or 4 gateway pressure out of Patience. No, it's going to be a Stargate.
Patience hasn't scouted at all, so he's got no idea that this is happening. And I mean, that means he just can't react to it. So Bly is going to get off completely free of this. Patience doesn't think anything's up. He doesn't know how greedy his opponent's being. And so you'll achieve nothing here. I mean, he kills off a single Zergling, but that's about it. And that's all he's really going to get for a while. Until the Stargate comes up, he's just kind of stuck, defending his natural from nothing.
Well, once that Stargate is done, however, Patience will have all the scouting information he would ever want. And it's going to get scouted. Boom! Acer Bly sees that. So he's probably going to start spore crawlers in each of his mineral lines right now, because even coupled with the fact that he delayed his queens just to get this hatch down earlier, he's not gonna have that much anti-air, so spore crawlers would be a smart thing to do here. It's going to be a Phoenix first here, not an Oracle, and Bly actually sees that. He sees the silhouette of the Phoenix, so actually spore crawlers, he doesn't need to rush them, because one Phoenix alone does absolutely nothing. If this were an Oracle, that would be a different story.
Yeah, this first Overlord going down at the back, I mean, Patience going to get the very common couple of Overlord kills that you see with Stargate openings, and we also see a hallucinated Phoenix just scouting around in the bases, and he still hasn't scoured that 3rd base of Bly. He's not looked at that location just yet, and he still won't know about it. So if I was Patience, I'd actually be a bit confused. Where's his 3rd base? why is he not going third base if he's not going for something crazy like there? And he's only on a single gas. Like, it looks as though nothing weird is happening because he's scouted the whole of the base, but he can't see a third base either, and it just probably doesn't add up in his head. Now you will see that third base in the other location, and you know he might have put two and two together by now and realized, right, there just has to be that there. Bly's Queen getting a little bit too far for the creep. However, Patience will not spot that in time to abuse it.
He will not. Now the Roach Warren will be finishing up, which is very good. You know, if you are being attacked by ground, roaches are pretty good to defend early gateway pressures with the links. Bly loses one queen here, being a little bit careless, not keeping it too close to that spore crawler. So it's going to impact his larva production. May lose a couple of overlords here if he's not careful, but he's getting a lair. So let's see if he tries to go, tries to counter with air tech of his own, or if he goes straight into Hydralisks. We already have the Robo facility being put down by Patience, so he is looking to transition, and look at the amount of lings being produced by Bly that are right now on the field. He's just waiting to deny a potential third base here. Obviously he cannot break the front here with the sentries, but he will try to... Oh, he almost got through actually.
You know, I love the number of Phoenix that Patience is making. He's gone past the usual 5, and, well, actually right now we have a Zealot attack going into this third base, and Bly doesn't have his Lings here. And playing a pure Ling style, I'm not sure if he's going to have enough to deal with these Zealots, and these Queens get picked up by the Phoenixes, and again, Patience continues to add Phoenixes. He's on 8 Phoenixes at this point, and this is such a great response to Bly's usual playstyle of, you know, going straight into mutas or something along those lines. And I mean, this third base is dead. I mean, there's nothing that can save it. There's too many Zealots here. The Spore Crawlers are going to kind of help against Phoenixes, but that doesn't really stop the Zealots. Lings do get the best around they could get, so he will actually be able to clean this up, but he has to trade very inefficiently to make this happen.
Yeah. So he cleans that one up. I'm a little bit confused why it did not Bly make a single roach. I mean, roaches would have been perfect versus those Zealots. I'm a little bit confused why he was so adamant about making links, but maybe it's because he wants to be making Hydras as a follow-up to this, so he needed to save all the gas that he had. And if we look at the gas count right now, it's pretty low compared to where it was before for Bly. And with these Phoenixes, man, he's losing a ton of units. And the Mothership Core, if Patience is not careful, is going to go down. No, recalls just in time. Very narrow recall there, and I think that Patience is in a prime position to follow this up with an Immortal Sentry Colossus push. He's got a lot of gateways, or will have a lot of gateways to back this up. Once he gets like 2 Colossi, Thermal Lances finish, then he can just go. And without them roaches, I don't know if Patience will have a good enough response to this. I mean, Acer Bly.
Yeah, I mean, these Immortals are obviously spotted, and Hydras are going to start hitting at the front here, but before an Overcharge used to deflect. There's still a lot of Phoenixes here, and they're going to be extremely useful in any kind of attack in terms of being able to pick up units. However, not really saving the energy for that, just moving in, picking off a few more drones, being annoying, and just, you know, trying to make the economy as bad as he can. And Bly is actually at a worker deficit right now, so these Phoenixes have really been doing work. Actually, 19 workers killed throughout this game by Patience is really impressive. And, you know, that's not all from Phoenixes. A lot of it is from themselves at the third base. But continues to add to that. 3 more workers go down here, and Patience just slowly moves over to his third base. Going to start taking that, but he has the potential to move across the map for really strong timing, because there's no answer to these Colossi for at least another 2
exactly.
minutes.
The Spire only just now has gone down. There will be no Corruptors by the time this push hits. The Hydralisks, well, they will have their upgrades, but to be honest, Hydralisks are not the best answer to Colossi.
These Hydras are a little bit out of position. They should probably end up dying here. There's one, and there's the second one very close to dying.
Okay, they're on creep right now, so they're safe.
Yeah, it's a bit better now. They have muscular augments as well, so they
Finally,
can,
we're seeing some roaches,
away.
Wardy.
Yeah, we are seeing some roaches, but I'm not too sure if it's going to really help at all, because, I mean, yes, it's going to help a little bit more than having just Hydralisks, but Yeah, I just don't know, because there's 2 Colossi here and they're still just completely unanswered for. You know, there's no Corruptors. The Spire's not even finished just yet, and this Phoenix is as well to help out a bit. The Time Warp is beautiful, it completely stops the retreat, and the Force Fields as well. Picking off a few extra units, the 3rd base will die here for Blind. Just a complete fake of a 3rd base from Patience, he didn't even make that, and I mean, Bly, he comes in from behind here and he will get the Warp Missile, which is a nice pick-off, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. He actually just calls GG right there.
Wow.
What a game.